Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy Jamong here, back again with another video. And today we're going over a pickup that I missed out on 3 years ago. Alright, so you guys heard it here. So if you guys saw my previous video, you guys probably have an idea of what the sneaker is because I kind of gave a little bit of a sneak peek. But I bought this sneaker and it was a sneaker that I really wanted 3 years ago. I never got around to getting. Now I got them because actually the price on them was really cheap. They weren't going for that much. I did buy them used. It just always has been a shoe where I missed out on the drop and I kind of never got over. It wasn't a shoe that I was dying to have, but all of a sudden I kind of just woke up one morning and was like, hey, I actually really want a pair. Like, I don't know why I don't have one yet. So enough of me talking, let's just take them out of the box. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Sheesh! As you guys can see, we do have the Nike Dunk UNCs. However, it is not the original UNCs. They're actually the West Coast edition. So you see that pop of yellow on the back, as well as the laces and the tongue right here. So yes, these are a little bit different from the original UNCs, but I'll get to talking about that all in a sec. Alright, so basically this sneaker released in 2021. I remember it dropped during, the pandemic season, and dunks were just huge back then. So obviously this sold out and I was really upset that I was not able to get a pair. Now this dropped first and I think the original UNCs dropped right afterwards. And a lot of people were like, what's the difference? Honestly, there is no difference at all. So this shoe is basically identical to the original UNC pair of dunks. It is a UNC and white pair. However, with this pair, it is a little bit different because we do see some different takes, such as these gold accents on the heel, on the tongue, and on the laces. Now you don't see any gold on the original pair because this one is actually supposed to be a take on UCLA's colors. So it is called the West Coast Dunks, supposed to be for California. And yeah, I think that it's all the same. If anything, I honestly kind of like the gold accents. I feel like it gives the shoe a little more character as opposed to, it being a regular UNC dunk. I mean, I'm all for the color of UNC, but, I love how it's just the subtle differences that make it clean. So I've always wanted a pair of UNC sneakers. I mean, I already do have the UNC Obsidians right here, as you guys can see. Actually, let me take them out for you. I do have the UNC Obsidians right here. However, the UNC honestly is not like a true UNC. It's not a true Carolina blue. Obviously, it's meant to be like an obsidian blue. So I don't know why a lot of people call it the UNCs. They're not actually. And I was looking for a sneaker that had this kind of color scheme to it. Then I thought, I've never really owned a pair of regular dunk lows. Now I do have the Sean Cliver SB dunks. And I thought, after this, I really wouldn't need a regular pair of dunks. However, I started thinking honestly, this is a sneaker of itself. It's not really it is a Nike dunk, but it's an SB dunk. And it's so saturated in this collaboration that it can honestly be its own sneaker. I'm looking for a pair of dunk lows where I can just wear casually, that doesn't have to be a banger, but it's also a classic. And I immediately thought of the UNC dunk lows. I thought this is a sneaker that, it's a bold statement with that UNC colorway. Every sneakerhead knows why UNC is crazy out there. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to pull the trigger, so I started looking for used pairs. Now, I wasn't going to buy it new because obviously, the UNC dunks are kind of expensive for the price point and the quality of it. They're going for maybe $330 new. And that's not something that I really wanted to pay for, so I started looking for used prices. And it's actually crazy because I actually did buy this off of a reseller on Facebook. He's actually the same guy that I bought my Ultra Boost creams from, so shout out to him. This pair I got for $150, and it was significantly cheaper than if I were to get a pair of regular UNC dunks. I don't know why the price point difference is so much. This is literally maybe about $100 less than if you were to go for a regular UNC pair, and it's literally all because they have the gold accents. Now I might understand why that might detract some people from getting the sneaker because, you know, it's yellow. It's kind of hard to match sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's really subtle. I don't think it's going to bother me too much. And I honestly do like the gold a lot better. It just pops. It looks like it stands out. It looks clean. And yeah, I mean, like, I do love UNC, but I want some character in my sneakers. I'm not always trying to go for something that's like the mainstream, everyone has them, you know, like I do like some character in my shoes. So yep, I don't want to go too much into depth with this sneaker just because it was a sneaker that released 3 years ago. You know, we don't really need to know too much about the shoe to know that it was very influential at a time. Nike Dunks aren't too hot nowadays. Like, they're pretty much sitting on shelves. Anyone can buy a pair of Dunks, which I think was the main objective, but I'm still happy that I got to cop, you know, a low-key but also a banger pair of Nike Dunk Lows. So here we have it, the Nike Dunk Low West Coast in that UNC colorway. Alright, so my main objective of this video was not to just talk about the shoe. However, I wanted to show you guys the creases on these. Now, they're not too bad, but there's certainly creases that make the shoe look worn. And I wanted to do a video on how well I would be able to remove these creases on the shoes. So again, this is my first time that I'm going to be doing something like this. So if I mess up the shoe, I guess that's what it is, but I really want to show you guys my way of getting creases out. Now, I don't normally try to get creases out just because I don't want to damage the shoe, and also because most of my shoes aren't that creased at all. But I do want to see if I can attempt to try to make this look new again. So I hope you guys join me in this time where I, you know, get these creases out. Alright, so let's cut to the process. Alright, so now we are in the process of getting these creases out, and as you guys can see, my strategy is obviously with an iron, and this is pretty common. I've seen a lot of people use this strategy. I think it's the best way. I've done this in the past, but I've only done it once, so I don't have a ton of experience, but I do know that it kind of works. So I want to show you guys, but first I want to let you know that, you know, you gotta be careful when taking these creases out if you guys are trying to do them, because, you know, you're working with a hot surface. So always be careful or else you're gonna burn yourself. But basically, let's get in my shoe. We're gonna do one first because I want to show you guys like a comparison. But basically, this one is very creased. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a huge crease across the toe area. So we're gonna get this out first. So the first thing you want to do is to stuff the shoe. And I have my crease protectors right here, so they're already inside. On top of that, I'm gonna grab like a sock or a towel, anything just to stuff it to make sure that, you know, it's really popping out because you're gonna be working directly on that spot. So you wanna make sure that you are able to reach that area where you're taking the creases out of. So yep, it's pretty stuffed. Obviously you can still see the crease marks, but we're gonna lay it down. And next thing you want is to grab a hot or a wet towel. You want to make sure that it's wet, and you're going to lay it on top of the shoe. So hopefully this works. Yeah, I've done it once. Again, I remember that, you know, the process was not too bad. I did it with a pair of like Dunk Highs, but I don't know, just the leather quality on that wasn't even that great. So it kind of failed a little miserably after like I removed the creases because it basically made the leather worn down even more. I don't know if it's gonna happen for this case, but we're still gonna try. All right, I mean, the shoes are only 150 bucks, so they're not too bad in terms of value. But yeah, let's get these creases out. So we got the iron right here. Now we're gonna apply the iron directly on the sneaker, and we're just gonna keep rubbing. We're gonna keep moving. You don't want to leave the iron on one spot for too long, or else obviously your shoe is going to get ruined. It's gonna get burned, and you just want to, you know, smooth out that area. Hopefully this works, guys. Again, this is my first time. I'm literally doing this for the video, so if you guys appreciate it, I would very much be grateful if you guys could subscribe and watch to the end, because I do need a certain amount of watch hours, and yeah, your support would mean everything to me. So we're gonna keep moving. All right, I did it for like a little bit. Let's take the towel off and see how it looks so far. Now, again, as you guys can see, I don't know. I can't tell if the creases look a little better. I don't think so. But it's definitely a process which you have to keep repeating. So we just gotta keep going until it's done. Maybe apply some steam if you guys have to. I'm using a microfiber towel, but you can use any towel you need. Alright, it just has to be wet. I feel like the creases are slowly disappearing. You gotta do it like constantly. It's a process, so it's not gonna happen over like 5 minutes, right? You gotta keep going at it. So I definitely think the creases are slowly going away, and because unfortunately these are so creased, you know, you just gotta keep waiting for it to happen. So I'm gonna keep doing this, and hopefully I could show you at least like a minor change in, you know, what the toe box looks like afterwards.
20 minutes later.
Alright, we are back after about maybe half an hour of trying to get these creases out. To be honest, I will have to say I tried both, and I don't know, you can see for yourself if I did get these creases out. It's different from the ones that everyone else does in the videos. I feel like these are more strained, and it's just due to wear, but I still think that, you know, there was some progress to be made. I think they were a lot worse when I first had them out, and you know, while you know there's still a lot of creases right here, I think that maybe some progress was made. I don't know. I just did this for like half an hour, and I was getting really tired, and unfortunately I couldn't give you guys exactly what I wanted. But hey, you live and you learn. I'm still glad that I made this video. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think it worked? Do you still see the creases? Do you think that they're any better? Let me know in the comments down below. There's definitely still creases. Alright, I'm not saying that there are no creases, that they look brand new, but I feel like, you know, some effect was done to it. I don't know. So yeah, so there we have it. That wraps up my video for the UNC Dunks in the West Coast colorway. Now I'd like to hear from you guys. You know, what are your thoughts on getting creases out? Especially like if you know, have seen my process and maybe I did something wrong. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments like what I could have done better. I would love to hear from you guys. And if you guys liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you guys want to hear more from me, smash the subscribe button.